Hello everyone, it's Kay here. Welcome. I'm here today to share with you a TN that I've just completed. It's not something that I've done before, but working on the principle that it is like a junk journal but smaller, I thought, well, I'll give it a go. I'm not one to make things untidy and have lots of bitty bits chucking out and all that kind of thing. It doesn't seem to suit me at all. I want to go around and trim it and make it all tidy again. However, that said, I have tried this time to be a bit messier in how I've put things together. Now, the TN traditionally is meant to be something that you can pop into your handbag or have close by, easy to carry and take around with you if you go away on holiday and that kind of thing. But you know, again, it's an individual choice thing. You can see by the size of my hand it is not too small. It measures 8¼ by 4¼ just about, and you'll see the Lush papers throughout that I purchased from Etsy. It's another digikit and it's from Antique Paperie and it's called Lush Forest Greenery. I have, as you can see, added a little bit of glitter just to lift out the beautiful design on the front. I have to go back to this kit. It was only 97p, which is absolutely wonderful if you just wanted to try a project out for the first time, or you didn't require a full kit for a great big journal or something like that. This is absolutely ideal and in keeping with all digikits. Once you've purchased it, you download it, you print it off, and there ends the story until you decide what you're going to do with it. So I've made it to be stitched around. I've distressed all the edges, done a little bit of cranky stitching, as you can see, stitched around the design on the back, and it's all just then anchored down and in the main body of the TN. I've used twine, I've used ribbon and all those good things to put this together, so I'll give you a quick flip through and you can see what it's all about. And I have to say, I am thoroughly thrilled to little bits with the papers, which are classic. If you're into greenery, gardening and that kind of thing, it's ideal and would suit anyone's taste with those things in mind. So this is the first page. I've just put a little pocket in, as you do, to hold ephemera or postcards, or it won't quite hold that, I don't think, not the widest of them anyway, but you can slip little things into the pocket there. It's deep enough to hold things and keep them safe. Most of this has been stitched around. If not stitched around, then I've used this pom-pom, but it's not the heavy pom-pom, it's a crocheted pom-pom, and it works really well. Onto the next page here is a deep pocket, and in here is a rather slender styled tag with loads of room on the back for journaling and that kind of thing. And needless to say, it would hold a whole lot more if that was required. On to the next page, a little corner tack spot. And I've just made this little book with scraps of the paper. I've tried not to let anything be wasted, and I've just stapled a little bit of the matching ribbon from the front cover over. Use some of my own coffee dyed papers just to make a little journaling spot there, easily utilised and kept in the little tuck spot. There's also an area here in the usual tradition that can be journaled upon. I've then put 2 pieces of folded coffee dye paper here, which I've just used my Martha Stewart punch on, then the mandatory glassine bag, and in here is one of the little snippets that I was detailing earlier, and it just fits in with this kit so nicely with flowers and the colours and so on, but clearly you would be able to put other bits and pieces in there. I've done a little bit of stamping throughout amongst all the distressing. Here are the central pockets, and there's a lovely little tag here which can either be utilised or journaled upon. It's entirely up to the recipient as to how this is utilised. And on the other side here, another tag in the same token with the same papers. And everything is stitched down in the centre so it's not going anywhere. I then, oops, I put that one in the wrong place, one moment. Utilised the other half of the glassine bag and put another little cluster into that one again very much on a nature theme, and they just work so well, these little bags. They're thin enough to not take up too much space and allow you to close your traveller's notebook down very easily without too much ado. Some more stamping here of a lovely butterfly, if I bring it up to show you. Not strong enough to prevent you from journaling over it. It wouldn't restrict where you wrote in any way. Plain pages and plain pages, and then here is another envelope tack spot, which are all the rage at the moment. I followed a tutorial from Wendy's Journal Adventures, and it was a lovely tutorial, and I've utilised it now in this TN. And again, you've got your side pockets with the tags in, all ready to utilise. I've die cut out this, it's meant to be a bee, but it's not quite there, I think, but it serves a purpose. And then it opens out like so, so you've got your bottom pocket, the main body of the journal, and then this pocket at the top, and of course you can still continue to add things into the pockets. And then another relatively plain page. I'm just letting the papers speak for themselves because they really are lush. A larger tag then that can be utilised. I've put a little pocket on the back here that you can actually add a few little bits and pieces in should you have a mind to. I think I probably shouldn't have put that in just yet. It's not quite dry, however, with a little bit of coaxing I might be able to open that up fully. I use my bone folder rather than the envelope there, and this is just meant to fold over like so and give you an area to put something into if you so desired. And that lives in that longer pocket again, and then the whole lot just flips back over. It is magnetised, so it holds itself together really nicely and keeps the flow of the TN. And then over on the next page there are a couple of postcards. Now I believe these were from Artie Mays, but I can't swear to it. And on the back, ample room again for making notes and journaling. I've utilised another of the glassine bags. I wanted it to be clear so that you can actually see the design of the papers beneath, and so none of that is particularly lost in putting everything together. If you can hear snoring in the background, it's not Gary, it's our dog Billy, who's having his afternoon siesta. And then on the last page here is another of the bees, oh excuse me, and more of the wonderful papers that have been stitched around on the machine. and that completes the walkthrough. So I hope you've enjoyed this. If anyone is interested, I would consider selling. I leave that entirely up to you. Failing that, it will sit around until I find another companion for it, like we all do. But thank you as always for sharing this time with me. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you feel somewhat inspired to give something like this a little go yourself. Take care everyone, happy crafting, bye bye for now.